Good evening, guys. Whoa, mind the line on my forehead. That's where my helmet sits at work, but I'm at home and it's Monday. And I thought I would tell you guys how the call went today because I called on my way to work. Uh, so basically, like I showed you guys in yesterday's video, there's just a simple number to call, and it's for the health department. So I called, and it rang about one time, and this lady answered, and she seemed like she was like 55-year old. Seemed really nice, and she's like, hello, this is the health department. How can I help you? And I said, hi. I'd like to talk to somebody about my neighbor who has a lot of like junk and stuff like that in their yard. And then she was the one I needed to talk to. So she asked me more about it, and I explained to her, well, they got a couch on their deck, and they have a round kitchen table, and their fences, chunks of their fence are laying in their yard, and they just got junk all over, you know. And once I was done explaining just a couple things, I just explained to her I had looked up online that this was the phone number I needed to call, and so forth. And she's like, okay. She asked me for the address, which I gave, and she said that she was gonna send out the inspector. She was gonna write a case and let the inspector know, and the inspector already knows about this house because, or there should already be a file on this house because, um, excuse me, because I had talked to her before, and she's like the lady that lives there, and they had, like I said, they got like over $1,000 fine um, last summer for a couple different things. They had brush in their yards, yada yada yada. So yeah, so I think it went really good. We'll see. I'm home most of the day, so I'm gonna keep my eye open and see if anybody randomly shows up there and starts taking pictures. I'll give it a couple weeks. If not, I'll recall the lady and ask about the file maybe. And there's a couple things that I didn't say that I wanted to say, like, I was debating on how detailed to get because I didn't know if the lady was writing it down or not. Um, Essentially, she might put a little bit down, but the inspector has to come out and look at the house himself. So, uh, yeah, that's basically the thing of it. Somebody said, well, I can look it up here. Um, some Many people commented, which I really appreciate. I like getting feedback, so thank you for that. Somebody said that the landlord is not going to do anything, record everything they do, call the police. If they get enough fines, they'll have to sell it, and you should save yourself the headache and move. I did respond to that, which would make sense, right? To move. Somebody was telling me that you have to live in your house for 5 years if you want to sell it and not get a crazy amount of tax. So I don't know if that's true for every area, but I haven't looked into it. It would make sense in a way, like, they want you to be in it long enough, and then they'll drop like, the profit you get when you sell it is really highly taxed unless after 5 years. A lot of people said that I had more patience or whatever, but uh, essentially, I would love to sell this house and get out of here, but um, when I bought the house, I might have been like, I think the word would be like naive. It was wintertime. You couldn't really tell a whole lot. And the funny thing is, when we were looking at houses, Sam and I weren't looking at the yard, the neighborhood. We were looking at the house itself and the garage. Because for us, any little bit of yard was a big thing because we just moved out. We were just moving out of an apartment. And I thought, it'll be good to have a small yard because moving out of an apartment to that's like a lot of work in a way, a lot more to do. And now that we've lived here, we'll be ready to take the next step, and this is part of the process, right? So, essentially, we have to take care of that property so that we can get our property at a decent, better price. Like I said in many videos, we have some Somali neighbors over here. They're great people. They keep their yard clean. Their kids always come over and pet the dog. They're really nice people. We have some old people behind us, and they've been really nice to us. Haven't ever had a complaint about them. The guy and I talk here and there. Same with his wife. We talk. They're older. They're probably getting close to 70s. And then it's just like the bad part. This part of town gets a bad rap, and that's because of people like these people next door. And whenever I tell people I almost don't want to tell people about this because then they automatically think that because your neighbors are bad, you live in a nasty house, and this is the whole community. But in actuality, I think that I live in a really decent part of town because no matter where you live, if you live next to people, there's gonna be something that bothers you about anybody, right? Because they're not you. So I love our house. Sam and I say this all the time. If we could pick this house up and move it to like 10 acres of land, we would. And it's about perfect size for us. And the kitchen's really cute and it's relatively open and it's pretty much what we want. 4 bedrooms, which is pretty good. 2 full baths, But so that's kind of like my mindset. What we know now is there's some things that we would like differently. Like the garage would be attached to the house. I would really like to have like a separate workshop area, or maybe a third stall in the garage. Sam would like a pantry if possible, or an entryway with a decent closet, because we do have a closet, but one that we could store food in. Where are some of the other ones? 3 or more bedrooms is a big one. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we could write a list on. We sit here and bounce back ideas, but yeah. I think I'm handling it the correct way. I think a lot of you guys think that I'm doing it. It is true. The lady did say if they get enough fines, they will have to sell. And when I talked to her last, it sounded like there were 1 or 2 fines away. And I don't want to sound rude, but I don't want these people to be like left on the street homeless. But the lady downstairs lives with like I said, her son, and her son got some sort of a fund because her son is half Native American. So he got some sort of fund through that, and he has like, the way she made it sound, like around $100,000 or something like that in this trust fund or whatever that is set up for him, and they eventually plan to buy their own place and move out of there anyways. So it might help them along, and then the people upstairs or whatever. But it should work out for the best. I just hope that the city sees it the same way I do, and they don't come out there and say like, "Oh, this isn't a big deal." But I think the city will be pretty strict about this because the city doesn't want rodents and stuff like that. And I just hope that the inspector actually inspects the house, and he should if it pulls up the previous file from the past. Yeah, I'm getting a decent subscriber count going up. I'm getting one every other day or something like that. So my my little my little charts like I think it's really funny. So thanks everybody for subscribing, um, and yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can get some video of it, but that's kind of risky. Maybe I can go out in the garage and kind of zoom in and show you guys I can show you guys the screen, the couch, and kind of how their backyard looks. It's hopefully you guys will see the mess. Um, and remember, it's springtime, so nothing's growing yet. In the summer, when the grass is a foot and a half tall, and there's brush everywhere, and it just looks awful. That's when it's a pain. But the lady Sue has been trying to clean it up, which is maybe devoting under 10 minutes a week to it. And yeah, essentially, like I said, she wants me to take the brush to the compost site, and that right there tells you, like, oh, you're never going to do anything with this. Like, it's going to sit here until someone else does it. Yeah, so, alright. Well, happy Monday to everybody, and I'll try to get that video tomorrow. I'm going to be out in the yard doing something tomorrow. I can't remember what I'm going to be doing. I haven't made plans yet, but I'm going to be out there doing whatever, so I'll try to get you guys that video, and until then, thanks for watching, guys, and talk to you later.